In this video we've come to Dunedin, which is claimed to be home to the world's steepest street. Now interestingly, Harlech in Wales is also laying claim to this fact, but I can tell you one thing for sure: this is the only one you can drive up both ways. In Harlech you can only come down their steepest street, so I think we better go and see just how steep it is, really. Right, I'm hoping Betty is feeling up to this. It's really strange. We've been driving for an hour and a half and seen pretty much nothing at all, and then suddenly we're in quite a busy city. No exit and no turning. That sounds ideal. There are tourists everywhere, posing in various ways. Oh, I'm going to put the live fuel readout. So we're doing 20 litres per 100 kilometres at the moment. Let's give it some beans. 98 litres per 100 kilometres. We are climbing the steepest street in the world, where you can drive both ways. Oh, that is steep. Oh, well done, Betty. No problem. So much torque. Yeah, go Betty. It's a minor diversion, but an amusing one, I think. Now, the scariest bit is probably going to be going back down again. I'm just going to go and park her up down here. Slam her into first. And we shall pause before making our descent. So there we go. I'm struggling to stand up even on this relatively level bit, but that gets quite seriously steep. Wow. Right, genuinely quite nervous about this. This really is very steep indeed. So into first we go, and I'm going to have to keep the speed right down because this is so steep. Oh, she's flying off already. Monumentally steep. It won't have felt it on camera, but woo. Yeah, that was quite amusingly uphill and downhill. But yeah, it's quite a big city. We're heading towards the city centre. This is State Highway 1, by the way. We've been through some very pretty places right next to the sea, but I wasn't able to get the camera going. I'm sorry about that. And yeah, now we're floating around the city centre here. But the next destination is Invercargill, and if I can't see anywhere that looks nice to stop, and they do seem to like charging for parking in lots of places here. Oh, 5-minute parking, how generous. Yeah, I might just scarf. Look at some nice old buildings. Cadbury Fry Hudson Limited. Oh gosh, that's quite interesting as well. It's the railway, I think, there. Here we are, coming down the other side, coming out of Dunedin. I decided I just can't really be facing the city at the moment, and wow, many ups and downs here. The economy is suffering. I was down at 9.8 at one point yesterday, litres per 100 kilometres. Average has gone up to 10.3. Yeah, I wasn't really feeling in the mood for Dunedin, so I've come to Bluff Point instead, which seems yeah, rather pleasant. A bit more like it, I think. Well, what a change. We're a few miles on from Bluff Point, and suddenly it's feeling a lot more like being back in Wales. Misty hills and lots of lushness. So I'm on the scenic route to Invercargill, although I've just split off onto a separate route within the route. And just look how deserted it is. South Island is certainly a land of contrasts. There are lots of people about, and then there are no people. And there isn't really much in between. I just stopped in Owaka for lunch. Let's try and get the camera straight. There we go, perfection is achieved. And yeah, very nice quiet little town. Fuel station reckons it's got city prices. I beg to differ, I think. Oh, there goes an XR6 version of this car with its strange quad headlamps. I hope you spotted that as we drove around. Still got 141 kilometres to go today, which means I think we're slightly over halfway. A lot of miles today, a lot of kilometres even, over 300. But yeah, the landscape is definitely changing. Left the flat plains behind as we get into the bottom corner of New Zealand. SatNav has chosen a gravel road. Well done, SatNav. It might be a slightly more direct route, but it's going to be quite interesting. Have to be so careful on gravel roads. It's just like driving on a gravel rally. You need to stay where the cleared tracks are. If you start going off to the sides, over here, it gets very, very slippy. So you don't want to be doing that as you head into a bend. Still, holiday is all about different things. This is more interesting than the normal roads. Yeah, okay, this is feeling quite remote now. That trailer is way off in the distance because I just stopped to take a lovely photo. And then came around the corner and it got even more dramatic and beautiful. It really does feel like the middle of nowhere. No mobile reception, no firm road surface, having to drive very gingerly, albeit I'm still doing 60 kilometers an hour, which is about 43 miles an hour, I think. Oh, this is splendid. Splendid is what this is. Oh, by the way, it's Thursday, which is my anniversary of landing in New Zealand, and it's 5 weeks now. 5 weeks of travelling around, and yeah, it's kind of weird. This doesn't feel like a holiday. It still feels very much like work, believe it or not. It's just that the commute is different every day. And yeah, it's taking me to some remarkable places. Still on gravel roads at the moment. But yeah, all this time driving on my own, it's certainly a lot of time to reflect and, you know, consider what it's like to effectively not have a home. I don't have a base. My only base at the moment is this car. It has my essential travelling items, apart from my towel, which I left in Oamaru. Thank you for Graham for packaging that up, and I'm hoping to meet that again. Put it on the end of the bed so it'd be nice and obvious, my bright yellow towel. So I'd definitely pick it up, and then didn't. Oh, you want to go that way? Okay. Oh, pothole. Ooh, wiggly. That was the main gravel road. I think we've just turned off it. Good job of slightly paying attention, but yeah, there's not a lot going on here. But yeah, it's quite strange. The concept of having your fixed place to go home to is something I guess most of us are used to, but I don't have that, and at the moment I'm not missing it. I'm missing my little cars, my lovely little ones back in Wales. I am missing quite a lot, but at the same time I'm having an amazing time, an amazing adventure, discovering new places, doing the sort of videos I never dreamt would one day be possible. It's been insane. So yeah, it's a bit of a head messer really, but I've still got another couple of months to get my head around it. Well, even longer, another 4 months, almost 4 months before, actually no, because it's early March, so it's 3 and a bit months, there we go, is how long I've got until I fly back to the UK and consider where my home will be, if I have a home. Do I need a home? These are all questions. It's quite helpful to have an address, I'll grant you, somewhere to send stuff to, but yeah. Definitely some time for some thinking on this trip, but I'm going to push on. We've still got 91 kilometres, we're still on gravel roads, but I must be going faster than the computer reckoned, because I've taken about 20 minutes off my estimated time of arrival so far. I reckon I've probably got another hour and a bit of driving, so I'm going to push on. And we're back on the proper roads again. 80 kilometres to go. Invercargill is getting nearer, as is the very south of New Zealand. We're back on State Highway 1. We are now in the Southland district. So we've been all the way up to Northland at the very top, and now we're in Southland. So at least these districts make sense. It's a good, consistent naming yeah, naming thing. Yeah, oh dear. It's been a long day. Still 46 kilometres to go. This road is very boring. This is the one. Oh, we are 383 miles into the day. We drive through a hedge. And here is tonight's Airbnb. Ta-da! Oh, I think that'll do. I mean, it's mock. It's not as old. I mean, it's proper mock Tudor, 100%. But yeah, it'll do. Brucey bonus while I'm out here walking in Invercargill between the two transport places, the double articulated truck. So it's got two fifth wheels, one on the tractor unit and one on the end of the trailer. So they are a very interesting design. Allows it to be very, very long. And here it goes, might even see it turn. There we go. Must be exciting to reverse. In this video, I'm in the centre of Invercargill, and I'm going to take you into a hardware shop. Now you may be wondering why I'm going to take you into a hardware shop. Oh, push. That's the clue, isn't it? And that's because it's not your average hardware shop. So we'll see what else we can find in here. So, pillar drill, or would you rather look at a BSA rocket? In this shop, everything's a possibility. Wow, Beg 650. Yet another invalid carriage and an Indian Scout. But yeah, here we go. Some Burt Munro specials. That's a movie replica of his Streamliner. That's a fantastic recreation.
No. Be a plant.
Gosh. There we go. Still holds the record for the fastest 1000cc motorbike. That is extraordinary. These aerial square fours, common as muck. They're everywhere. Lovely old New Hudson here in the camping section, along with a 1954 Chevrolet, which was used in the 2005 movie, The World's Fastest Indian. I think the owner might be ever so slightly obsessed, you know. So we've got a 1957 Chevrolet Bel Air sitting here in the gardening clothing section. It's quite nice. The BMC 1100 nose cone, and of course typewriters. This cash register dates from 1893, but yeah, you can't have a museum in New Zealand without typewriters. Lovely Ford Thunderbird, 57, Chevrolet Camaro. None of these currently have rego, Morris J, but they're not out massively. That one's 2004. Since it last had a warrant of fitness. Wow. As good as the new Morris JE electric vehicle is, you can't beat the original, can you? Although the electric one has some very interesting wipers that I haven't yet deciphered. Wow. 1910 Buick. It's been in the family from new by the look of it, or certainly purchased new by the Hayes family, who own this fine building. Ideal for hippies to clean stuff in their camper vans. I don't think this one's been on the road for a while. So there you go, that was a hardware shop with quite the difference going on there. That's nice big and green and Holden looking, burbling off down there. But right, I think I'm going to head to the southernmost point here in Invercargill, Bluff Point. I think it's a fair drive away, but oh gosh, noisy people. Yeah, that was quite interesting and free. You can come and have a nose around this shop. It costs not one penny. Yeah, interesting, certainly a bit different. Here we are in Bluff, and there is a Toyota Will Cypher, replacement for the Will VI. But yeah, we are down at the other end of State Highway 1. 1.2 kilometres ahead to Stirling Point, and I think that is as far as we can go. I think that is the end of State Highway 1, which will mean I have been to the extremes. A few weeks ago we were up at Cape Reinga in the Citroen BX. We were watching the Atlantic and Tasman seas meet, and now we're down the bottom. I don't know if the same thing happens down here or not. You can actually go slightly further south and still call it New Zealand, but then you're on Stewart Island. So this is the southernmost point on what they call the mainland here, which is South Island. Here we go, Stirling Point. Obviously a very, very keen Scottish vibe going on here. It was partly due to the Highland clearances. And that's it, the end of the road. There we go. Better go and look at the obligatory distance sign, I guess. There we go. We are at the bottom. Very windy here. I'm trying to shelter the camera, but we are 18,958 kilometres from London. That feels like quite a long way, and yeah, at the moment that feels like a safe distance away from the chaos that's going on in the UK, of which I will speak no further. But what a spot! We just climbed up to Bluff Lookout. Wow! So here we are, coming into our Invercargill. There appears to be a Boss Mustang over there. Not that unusual a sight around here, I guess. But this is the town centre. Or maybe it's a city centre, who knows. No, you don't, madam, with your funky hair. So the Christmas decorations are being put up, because obviously it's Christmas soon. But yeah, some very nice buildings here in Invercargill. Quite a colourful little town, really. City, it's probably a city. Ooh, Falcon XR6 in front, that's the later version. The BF, I think. To the left is E. Hayes. That's where we went for our little nose around earlier. The hardware store that's also a car and motorbike museum. So generally, yeah, I think Invercargill has much to recommend it.